Baldwin, you're recognized for additional question.
Thank you. Senator Rosen has queued me up for my next question and my last question as we do a quick second round before closing. Mr. Muro, I appreciate your highlighting worker security in your testimony. In Wisconsin, we are very proud of being the first in the country to pass a law relating to apprenticeships and registered apprenticeships. We did that in 1911. The U.S. didn't follow suit until 1937, but with the first apprenticeship law in the country, we continue to break enrollment records in part because our apprenticeships focus on in-demand fields. I'd like it if you could talk a little bit more about the opportunities to integrate artificial intelligence into registered apprenticeships and how these programs can help with retraining workers in an AI world.
I mean, first, I think our view of apprenticeships is highly shaped by its industrial past, and that's an incredibly important theme and a place that it can be utilized and merge with AI. AI can also add to the learning and training dimensions of apprenticeship through tutorials, AI online supports, and all of those. But I think that we should think of apprenticeship as especially a way to get hands-on work experience. And we're going to need that more and more because it's going to become clearer that strictly, higher education degrees are not going to be maybe more vulnerable to change than very specific subject matter, hands-on experience with people learning a technology. So I think that this is an extremely important dimension that you put your finger on here, because in some ways apprenticeship points exactly at a gap that I think we're going to face in especially launching careers and setting up pathways for development.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ranking Member Baldwin. Mr. Yannikopoulos, there's, since you're in radiology world, there was a famous prediction made by the father of AI. I'm sure you're familiar with it. I think it's Jeffrey Hinton. He said that with the rise of AI, there would be no more need for radiologists, but someone as smart as he was is completely wrong. And your company, your work, just proves that wrong every day. How could someone as smart on AI as he was originally get that sort of prediction wrong? And how could we use that as sort of wisdom for the future as we think about the application of AI in personally and commercially?
As we look at all of this transformation, it's not unique to radiology. That was a field that was early identified as potential for automation and replacement. That didn't work out. It's part of the way the AI is trained. It's trained on this medical information that's generated by a radiologist through an interpretation process. That judgment cannot be replaced. There are going to be edge cases. There are going to be zebras. Again, my personal diagnostic journey, I do not fit any algorithmic assessment that would normally get to that diagnosis. Which is why we need the human directly involved. Like, medicine is both a science and an art, being able to put that together and synthesize it. Now, what AI offers as an opportunity is the ability for the radiologists, the clinicians, to synthesize more, understand more, access it without having to dig through records and all these complicated systems, but instead see it presented to them in a really easy way so that they can make that determination. And if you look at rural healthcare in particular, that's an area where we need to augment those institutions. And in North Carolina, ARA Health Specialists in Asheville, where they're originally based out of, they cover most of Western North Carolina right now and serve as the safety net to make sure that patients aren't having to be flown over mountains, literally, to get to other healthcare systems. They do that by early adoption of technology. I met them 20 years ago on the documentation side. And in my last company, they were some of the first in the States to adopt image analysis for improvement of understanding. Now they're using new documentation tools like ours to be able to augment that and integrating the Radiology Society of North America evidence directly into that to really speed it up. So I can't comment on how Jeff got that quite so wrong, but I can share he did get it wrong. And today they also said self-driving cars would take over by this time too. Radiologists are still driving to work in their cars.
We're still waiting on that one. I just want to thank each of you and thank the